Good afternoon to all of you. After a long gap, I'm engaging an online class for you because offline class was started, but unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, because of the bus strike, you couldn't come to the college. So then I thought of making use of this online platform to reach you. So uh, I hope all of you remember we are discussing about the apiculture. In the first part, we have tried to understand about the apiculture, what is apiculture, what are the different types of honeybees involved in apiculture. And in the second class, I think if my memory goes right, we have discussed about the scope and importance of the apiculture, that the beekeeping in the world as well as in India. Then we have also tried to understand about the honey and other byproducts which are also equally important. So today we will try to understand about the rearing of the honeybee in brief. I have, while starting this applied geology portion only, I have made it clear whatever the information that you get here is not sufficient to uh, venture into that field because the information is very less what we give. Suppose, but the idea of introducing this thing is to give a uh, information about the students, how the study of geology can be uh, effectively used in self-employment. And if you are interested in any of these some of the topics or fields that we discuss here, if you are interested, certainly you can get better training, and then you can start. And for all these uh, things which we discuss here have a plenty of scope. So that's why that's the intention of introducing this topic. So now, the beehive, all of you must have seen this type of beehives because it's very common in this one also. This is popularly known as Newton's hive. So here it's a stack of hives actually. Each box is called a super. You can see it appears as one box is piled over the another, kept one above the other. And each box, this is one box, this is another box, this is the fourth. This is known as super. This super is having full of hanging frames. The frames are full of comb, honeycomb, and hopefully the comb is full of honey. So now the bee glue uh, absolutely everything together with propolis, which resemble the resin more than a wax. So that's why uh, it is a very important thing. And to start with apiculture, what you need is the beehive of this time, and you have to place it on a stand because you cannot keep it like this on the ground because ants may come. So that's why it is always advised to place that on an elevated portion on a stand. And here, the uh, to start with, all of you, the first thing you should have a beehive, bee box, what we call bee box, and then you need certain instruments. You need a smoker. uh, Crudely you must have seen how the while extracting the honey or collecting the honeybees and putting that in a hive, but actually what happens in this, most of the time they use excess amount of smoke, so many of the honeybees dies while collecting them. So that's why uh, uh, the if you uh, put the smoke, what happens is smoke makes the bee is unusually calm and it is easy to collect. For the smoke, you can use in the smoker, it is filled with some grass, or here mostly we use the coconut husk, which all of you know here. So it will give the, you can, using this smoker, you can target the smoke and you can direct the smoke. So for that reason, you need a smoke either while extracting the honey or even uh, putting the wild honey bees in a proper box. That is very, very important here. So this, see here, this is the honey to get rid of the bees. The leaf blower, you can use it. See, a blower, different types of blowers are used. So the honey goes out. The honey bees goes out and without snout and use the fume board, or when the bees go out, you can take this frame. See, each box is fitted with number of frames. See the frames. And now, of course, full of honey. About a good super will weigh about 37 pounds, 52 pounds, even sometimes 90 pounds, depending on that. Uh, See here in this, the frames are fitted on these frames, number of frames, and on the number of frames, the honeycombs are tied. Then to extract the honey, we need a honey extractor. If you have large number of honey beehives, then you can use the electrical one. Manually also you get this bee honey extractor, which is works on a centrifugal force. It has the provision to keep these frames, and you have to rotate it like this, turn like this, and when you rotate it, the honey flashes by centrifugal force, and honey gets collected in that. So this is another very important equipment. Yeah. Before that, this is the frame on which you can see the honeycombs. Before extracting the honey, you have to scrape the surface of the frame. That especially the honeycomb, because after putting the honey in this comb, the honeybees close the surface with wax. They close the surface with wax, and unless you open it, you will not be able to extract the honey. So for
So,
that, you need a scraper to scrape the sealing on the honeycomb. Then only by centrifugal force the honey can come out. Until you can't taste it until it is open. So it is a de-scraping knife what we get. Sharp edges on both sides it has. See, even sometimes bees do not build out the combs where decapping knives can be cut. So then we have to scratch using some scratcher. Somehow you have to open that one. Then the honey will come. See, this is the manual one. This is the one which is used in this part. Unless you have large number of beehives, then you can go for electrical extractor. Otherwise, you can in the steel box, steel drum. Yeah, there's a facility to put the frames along with the comb, and then you have to rotate this using this handle, and then all honey get separated. Only the comb remains, and you have to replace the comb afterwards. See, when the extraction gets full, you need a bucket to store the honey, or bottles. It's also good time to filter the honey. Even you can filter the honey here, because many times some other particles will be there, and then you have to fill it in the, preferably in the glass bottle, not in the plastic bottle, and other things are not that much advised. Though nowadays honey comes in plastic bottles, storing honey in plastic bottle is no good. But what is important is storing them in a glass bottle. This is the finished product, usually um, in the container. Yeah. Before going to the, I'm not discussing much about the rearing practices because it's an enormous, and by studying in the classroom you will not understand the rearing. Okay, before going for this, enemies of the bees, I would like to talk about something about this honey for 2 3 minutes. Honey is the most nutritious food. It is rich in sucrose and glucose and easily digestible, and it has lot of medicinal value. The medicinal value of the honey depends on the plants from which the nectar and pollens are collected. So nowadays there is a huge market for honey, especially the monofloral honey, what you call. Monofloral honey means the honey collected from a single species of plant. Uh, a good example for monofloral honey in this part is the what you call this soap nut honey. Atla ತುಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತಿರಲ್ಲ. That is the during that season the honeybees collect the honey from this soap nut plant in atlamara atlakayinda. So this is the monofloral honey. Like that, depending upon the season, you can collect the monofloral honey, and that is the honey collected from the single species of plant or single species of flower. That is more valuable nowadays instead of that. But most of the time in this part, except this soap nut honey, rest of the honey that we collect is not monofloral but multifloral. Even if you are very careful, you should know what is the uh, timing and season and what are the plants nearby. Suppose you can get the honey from mango trees only during the mango flowering season. So like that you can. This one, there's a good market. Now the honeybee bee culture is a, though it's profitable, sometime it may run into loss because of either some diseases or uh, enemies. The major disease is the Thysac brood disease, what we call. Thysac brood disease is a fungal disease which affects the worker bees, and most of them dies, and entire colony gets deserted. And in that case, the there will be a huge loss for the apiarist. This is the major disease in this part. If you ask the people who keep this honeybee hives, some few years back it was so rampant that most of the colonies were wiped. Then, apart from that, there are many enemies. Especially the major one in this part is the ants. Ants are attracted towards honey and they move to the hive. So that's why you have to keep them on a raised platform on a stand. And at the bottom of the stand, you have to keep the ant wells. Ant well means it's a very simple thing. In some place or other things, you have to put some water, and on the if the stand has 4 legs, for each leg, you should not put it directly on the floor. Instead of that, you have to take 4 aluminum plates, plastic plates, or stainless steel plates, and fill it with water. And in the center of the plate, you place the legs of this stand so that ants will not crawl the water body and reach them. And you have to periodically pour the water. You should not allow the water to dry up. This is the best method of protecting the bee colonies from the ants. Then another major problem enemies is the skunks. Skunks means ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಣೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? That is another major problem for this uh, honeybees. So they eat lot of these bees are eaten by these skunks. So you have to take care. And then the mice, it's a major problem. Rats and mice are the major problem. They harm the colony by 2 ways. One thing, to enter inside, they bore the wooden boxes in which the colonies are placed and make hole and enter and start eating on this. Then wax moths. All these moths. and especially these moths, they hunt on the worker bee when they go for foraging. Uh, then varroa is another insect which affects them. Apart from that, but in this part, another major threat is the from this wasps. ವಾಸ್ಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಡಿತದಲ್ಲ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜೇನು ಹುಳುದಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಏನು ಕಡ್ಜೀರಿಗೆ ಹುಳ ಏನೋ ಅಂತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಗೂಡು ಕಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತವೆ. Biting is also very dangerous, very this thing. So these are some of the common enemies of the bees. So when you rear the honeybees, you should take care uh, of the bee colony by protecting them from these things. This is the major problem. But major disease as far as the apiary honeybee is concerned, it is uh, the Kaisat brood disease, which I have already told you. It will desert the entire colony, and no, it will not allow the even a single worker bee to survive. So if you protect them from the enemies as well as these uh, diseases, certainly the beekeeping will be a profitable enterprise. Uh, Here, I would like to share few more things with you. That is uh, about the scope. Why I'm telling, we are all in the Western Ghats. Western Ghats is known for the biodiversity. Biodiversity, uh, more biodiversity means more flowering. More flowering means more nectar and more pollens. And even if you do not have enough land, the bees will go out and forage in the forest and make the honeybees. And nowadays, many people do not keep the honey bee colonies because of the sting. Many times the honeybees sting, but domesticated honeybee sting is not dangerous. Even I will tell you, when first few bite, it will be little bit allergic, so there will be swelling and other things. Once you get acclimatized, you don't feel the bite at all, and it is good for your arthritis. You don't get arthritis. I might have told you, uh, there are many people who wants intentionally they get the bite from these honeybees. Suppose if you go to University of Agriculture Science in Bangalore, every morning the people line up or queue up in their apiculture department, and they go and they disturb the bees and get the sting and go out, because it is proved that the bee venom is the most potent drug as far as the uh, arthritis control is concerned. So there's a good scope, and by keeping the honeybees, uh, two things are achieved. One is you are uh, in the sense two things are achieved here. One is you are getting lot of extra income, and simultaneously it will increase your agriculture production. So wherever you keep the beehives, it has been proved that your agriculture income will be at least increased by 20 to 25%. So that's why each one of you can have the beehives. And now, even if you are afraid of sting, now there are many equipments are available where you can cover your entire body with that bee suit, what they call bee suit. You can wear a bee suit, and nothing will happen. Bees will not sting you. Um, so you can protect yourself from the stinging. Uh, so that's why I'm telling you have plenty of opportunity to start this beekeeping, and now a kg of 1 kg of honeybee is costing around 350 to 400 on an average. But if you get the soapnut and monofloral honey, which may cost you more than 1,000 rupees per kilo. So suppose if you get something on an average 25 kg from a single hive, means also you can earn from single colony, you can earn minimum 10 to 12,000 rupees. So the and investment is very low. So that's why I advise at least few of you to think seriously. Those who are coming from the agriculture background can seriously think about this. So this is what I wanted to convey as far as this apiculture is concerned. So with this, I have completed the topic on apiculture, and today by today evening I will send you the write up as far as this apiculture is concerned.